Star Fox. Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. It was developed by Argonaut Games in 1993, and was also developed alongside the Super FX chip, which anybody who owns a Super Nintendo or knows a thing or two about Super Nintendo knows about the Super FX chip. As far as my knowledge goes, the Super FX chip was the first dedicated graphics processor ever made. At least as far as game consoles go. Pretty sure as far as PCs go as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't necessarily take my word. There was a lot of speculation that a Super Mario game was being developed for the FX chip. However, these were false, as the codename for the chip is Mario. However, that stands for Mathematical Argonaut Rotation Input Output, or Mario for short. But enough on the history of this game. I mean, there's probably 1,000 different videos that do it a lot better than me. However, this is Star Fox on Super Nintendo. It's a good game. Plays pretty good. It looks pretty good for 93 anyway. Looks a little rough. Not as rough as Star Fox here though. Damn, Star Fox be looking rough, but plays very good. The music is phenomenal. I mean, amazing. The Super FX chip would eventually be developed in the Super FX2 chip, which would be used in games like Doom on the Super Nintendo. Not a great way to play Doom, but it is Doom, so I mean, hey, it is what it is. But we're not reviewing Doom today, we're reviewing Star Fox. So we're going to be doing a review on Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. This is Star Fox on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, the basic gameplay of the game is to go through one route. There's actually multiple levels of difficulty. There's level 1 for beginners, level 2 for more skilled players, and level 3 for seasoned veterans. The beginning of the game starts at a planet called Corneria, and you eventually end up at a planet known as Venom, the planet where Andros has, well, kept himself. Along each route, there are 6 stages. They're all very different. This makes the game different from many space or flight simulators, in which the difficulty is usually set on an option screen, while on Star Fox it actually changes by the route. This makes the game's replay value significantly higher, and seeing new things is definitely not uncommon. You play as Fox McCloud, who is this goofy-looking clown boy. You control a jet, I assume it's a jet, a spacecraft known as the Arlo. It automatically starts moving. It's not like you have to push a button to like move forward per se. But, you know, it's a pretty standard shooter. You know, the controls are quite simple, you know, up, down, left, and right, although up and down is reversed, as it is in most flight sims. But you have things like a, you know, I guess it's a bomb. You just shoot it forward and it makes a very big explosion. It goes boom boom. You also have a boost that shoots you forward, which is useful in a pinch. The R and the L buttons, you use those to, the word is not yaw, but basically to tilt yourself in either direction. You can actually double tap it, it's kind of finicky, but if you double tap it right, you'll do a barrel roll. But, well, the gameplay is quite simple, you know, you shoot stuff. You shoot stuff that moves, that isn't your team. You fly around as Fox McCloud with, I think his name's Peppy, then there's Slippy and Falco, you know, your crew. Star Fox is actually the name of the team that you play as, instead of, you know, something dumber, like, I don't know, I can't think of a dumber name than that. But, basically, you just want to avoid taking damage as much as possible, and at the end of each stage there's a boss fight, I guess you could say. Well, it definitely is a boss fight. But the objective of the game simply is to just, well, end up defeating Andros. I'm pretty sure Andros is the name. Yeah, I don't really have that much to really say about Star Fox. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's kind of difficult to talk about this game for 20 minutes. But I'm going to try my best here, guys, so sorry about all the ums and uhs, but I'm not very good at this. But anyway, after defeating Corneria, on the easy route you end up, I'm trying to think, an asteroid belt. You go to the asteroid belt. You know, you destroy rocks and stuff, and this is the first level, at least in the beginner route, that you end up going into, I call it a first person, but it's really more of a cockpit view. The cockpit view, it makes the game run, I guess, a little bit faster, considering it's rendering less polygons, i.e. your R-Wing. But, I kind of like playing in that mode a little bit better. It doesn't really feel that much different, but I do like being able to see the R-Wing and stuff. But it switches a couple times whenever you get to the space fleet. You know, you'll go back and forth between the R-Wing view, I'd say, and the cockpit view. But those two different views, you know, they make the game feel a little bit different, but they still, you know, play the exact same. I really haven't, I've beaten this game before, but only one time. I'm not super good at Star Fox. As you can see by the gameplay, I mean, I'm no, like, chump, but I can definitely make my way around Star Fox. Yeah, the game can get quite difficult, you know, I think it's Sector X or something stupid like that, it's like 90s. You know, Superman is significantly more difficult. I've definitely only beaten this on a beginner difficulty. Quite honestly, before doing research for this game, I didn't even know that there was different difficulties per the route. I assumed it, but I didn't know for a fact. But Star Fox is a pretty simple flight game, but it's quite revolutionary for its time, as it introduced the very first ever graphics processor chip, like I said in the intro. Developed by Argonaut, this game definitely showed off the power of the Super Nintendo, or rather, the Super FX chip. In fact, this might not be an exact quote, but it's roughly approximate. I can't even think of the person who said it. It was probably the developer of the Super FX chip, somebody at Argonaut. I couldn't think of their name. Sorry, whoever developed the Super FX chip. But he basically said that the Super Nintendo was just a box to hold the Super FX chip. Which, well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure the Super FX chip is more powerful than the standard chip inside the Super Nintendo. The game does run, you know, as far as frames per second, you know, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but for 1993, I mean, it was absolutely, I mean, mind-blowing. I mean, you know, seeing this thing back in the day, not saying that I did or anything. In fact, I wasn't even born until 10 years after this game came out. But, I mean, man, even now, just knowing that this game came out in 93, I mean, it looks great. I mean, it looks amazing. I'm not sure if these are ROMs or emulators or what, but there's actually overclocked Super FX chips, like for Star Fox. You know, it makes the game run a lot better. I would definitely recommend checking out some YouTube videos about that. The game definitely doesn't look quite a bit better. I would do comparison, but I'm not that good at editing, so you know, just compare it yourself. Sorry, but yeah, the game runs pretty well, looks pretty well. Oh, don't even get me started on the soundtrack. The soundtrack, absolute bop, absolutely great. I mean, every track that comes on, I mean, I'm dancing while I'm playing the game. Super Nintendo controller, you know, I think most games on the Super Nintendo, you know, definitely use the controller very well. You know, some don't, that shall not be named. But, you know, it really feels, it controls well. The only thing that I'd say doesn't control super well is the barrel roll. When you do the barrel roll, you know, I feel like you gotta kind of get all the way, like, rolled over before you can really do the roll, but I'm not completely sure on that. But you just double tap it, or like, triple tap it, you know, just fucking spam the L or R button to do your roll. More or less for style points. But, you know, this game also has power-ups, and these power-ups, the only power-ups I can really think of off the top of my head are a shield, which basically makes your jet a blue wireframe. A lot of things in this game are wireframe, so it's nothing crazy. But yeah, it makes you, it's basically like the invincibility star from the Mario Brothers games. Basically makes you invincible for a brief period of time, longer than it's in Mario Brothers games. There's also a I'd like to call it a double fire power-up, where you just shoot two beams, two polygons, rather, instead of the one. Or you might even shoot two by default. No, I think you only shoot one by default, but you get a better shoot. You go pew 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 a little bit better. Those are really the only power-ups I can think of. And also, whenever you destroy enemies and such, you get these rings. They're either golden or blue. I think the gold rings are I think those give you shield, or they're a checkpoint. Or the blue ones give you shield. One of them's a shield, one of them's a checkpoint. I think the blue one's the shield, and I think the yellow one's a checkpoint. Either way, you go through those rings, you get, just for either a checkpoint, which you might need, or, replenish your shield, which you also need. In this video, I'm really not going to talk very much more. I'm pretty tired. It's like 4 in the morning, but anyway. I'm only going to play through about 3 levels. 3, 4, I think it's only 3. I don't know. I do the voiceovers after I do the video. But, yeah, I'm just going to cut this audio short because, well, I'm pretty tired, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. The rest of the video is just going to be a little bit of gameplay, and then I'll have an outro at the end. Nothing too snazzy. Yeah, I'll see you in the outro.
Good luck.
That would be it for the Star Fox Super Nintendo review. I thank all 8 of you for the support. Definitely, the positive feedback definitely helps me make these videos a little bit better. There'll definitely be more videos to come, and I keep trying to make these videos a little bit better each time. Definitely give it a thumbs up, a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Tell me in the comments why you didn't like it. I'm going to keep this outro pretty brief, but thank you very much for watching the videos. Definitely, it helps me, I guess. I'm just bored sitting around in my house making YouTube videos because I ain't got nothing better to do. But thank you very much for watching.